I started Local First Arizona really for two reasons. One, I had a front row seat through the music industry to how difficult it was for small businesses to survive. I was constantly standing up for the little guy. And so I really wanted to just create a level playing field. You know, we're told over and over again that we're in a free market society, but there's government deals being given away to big box retail regularly. And to me, that's not a free market society. The second reason was connection to place. I wanted to just put roots down here where people would be more likely to be accountable for what was happening here in Arizona. That was really a tremendous goal. And I feel that there's arguably more hometown pride here in Arizona today, certainly more than when we started, but even more than you even saw 5 years ago.
Yeah, the one word I would use to describe Kimber is committed. And I think that you just have to look at how actionable she is, how actionable Local First is.
Action. She's action. There's a lot of talk, and Kimber's action. She's got such a keen eye for seeing inequities, injustice, imbalance, and goes right after it and gets something done for it. Kimber's all action.
Oh, Kimber is outrageous. You know, she is a ball of energy. She sees her perception of things that may be negative. She never just sees them as negative. She said, oh, this is an opportunity for us to go do this, or opportunity for us to go do that, when others may see that as a problem.
It's easy to talk about buying local when you can afford to buy local, when you're surrounded by local. And I would say in about 2012 or 13, the organization began to evolve as I began to realize deep economy work and really understanding we were not creating an inclusive economy. And we began to shift. We created Fuerza Local, which is our Spanish language business accelerator program.
We're all familiar with what Kimber's done with Local First, which is terrific work, and it's hugely important for economic development in the community. But I look at things like Fuerza Local and what she's done there, and the giant untapped potential we have in Latino entrepreneurs that just need a chance and need some support and need some help. And she created this incubator, that accelerator, to help gather them together, to support them with the resources they need, to help them become employer businesses. There's no greater impact we can have on our economic development in the community than to tap into that potential from the Latino entrepreneurs.
We took that model and worked over several years to create We Rise, which is a business accelerator focused on African American, African immigrant, and Afro-Caribbean entrepreneurs. So we deepened our food and farming work. We listened and we learned about food sovereignty, food empowerment. We began connecting the dots between food access and zoning policies that marginalized entire communities.
Kimber's interests, and one of the areas we've communicated on is, you know, in areas, rural areas, farming sometimes is the number one income for the folks that live in that area, but realizing that there are other businesses that can support farming or support that community, and she's been really good with the commitment to how do we help those businesses grow.
We acquired the Arizona Rural Development Council in order to provide tools and resources for high quality community and economic development in every corner of Arizona. One of the ways that we have continued to show up in the conversation is leveraging my background in the arts. A good example would be when we passed SB 1070.
When 1070 happened, it was crushing to our state. There was a national boycott. There was just deep division, and it was just a really, really difficult time to be an Arizonan. And Kimber called me. It was like 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and she was just like, "This is keeping me up at night. Like, I don't know what to do. We have to do something." And so I don't know how it came up, but it was SOS Congress.
And the first thing that came to me was to do a giant arts installation leveraging all of my friends. And so we joined in an empty parking lot in front of the Heard Museum, and we literally spelled out the words, giant words, with our bodies, SOS Congress. And we photographed it from 18 stories above. And the goal there was to really remind people that we can't solve immigration on a state-by-state basis, much less a county-by-county basis. It's a federal issue.
We have a saying at one community that we borrowed from a friend many years ago that we seem to restate on a weekly basis, and that is, no one wants to be first. Everyone wants to be second. Kimber is not afraid to be first. Kimber is deeply committed to the state that she loves. She leads with her heart, and she's committed to what she thinks is best to move our great state forward, and she's not afraid to be first.